The steam hit me like a wall as I stepped into the sauna at the upscale gym in downtown Chicago, my towel wrapped tightly around my waist. My best friend Mike had dragged me here after our workout, insisting it would loosen up my tense muscles from the long week at college. But nothing prepared me for the moment Mike's dad, Mr. Thompson, walked in, his broad shoulders glistening under the dim lights, and locked eyes with me in a way that sent a shiver down my spine despite the heat. I had known Mr. Thompson for years, ever since Mike and I became inseparable in high school. He was the kind of dad everyone envied. Successful architect, always hosting barbecues in their suburban backyard, coaching Little League even after Mike outgrew it. At 45, he was fit, with salt and pepper hair and a quiet confidence that made him seem unapproachable yet magnetic. Mike's family was picture-perfect. His mom baked pies for neighborhood events, his sister was the star of the debate team, and Mr. Thompson was the pillar holding it all together. But lately, I'd caught him glancing at me during family dinners, his stares lingering just a second too long. I dismissed it as my imagination. After all, I was 22, openly gay since freshman year, and crushing on straight married men wasn't my style. Or so I told myself. That day in the sauna, Mike excused himself after 10 minutes, saying he needed to hit the showers before heading to his internship. "Catch you later, Alex," he called, leaving me alone in the hazy room. I leaned back against the wooden bench, eyes closed, trying to relax. The door creaked open again, and there was Mr. Thompson, towel slung low, sitting across from me. "Mind if I join you?" he asked, his voice deep and steady. I shook my head, heart pounding. We made small talk about the Cubs' latest game, but the air felt charged, like static before a storm. Then he shifted closer. "Alex, I've been meaning to talk to you about something." His tone was serious, vulnerable even. I opened my eyes, meeting his gaze. "Mike tells me you're going through a rough patch with your family." It was true. My parents, conservative folks from a small Illinois town, had barely spoken to me since I came out. They'd cut off tuition support, forcing me to juggle 2 jobs while studying graphic design. Mr. Thompson had always been kind, offering advice or a listening ear, but this felt different. "I know what it's like to hide parts of yourself," he continued, his voice dropping, "to pretend for the sake of everyone else." I froze. Was he implying what I thought? Before I could respond, he reached out, placing a hand on my shoulder. A simple gesture, but it ignited something in me. The touch was warm, reassuring, yet electric. In that moment, the sauna's heat amplified every emotion. Confusion, attraction, fear. He didn't pull away, and neither did I. We sat there, silent, the world outside fading. It wasn't about lust. It was a connection I'd never felt, like he saw the real me, the one buried under layers of pretense. When we finally left the sauna, nothing physical had happened beyond that touch, but everything had shifted. Over the next weeks, stolen conversations turned into late-night texts. Mr. Thompson, "Call me David," he insisted, confided in me about his own struggles. He'd married young, built a life around expectations, but deep down, he'd always known he was bisexual. Suppressing it for his family's sake had worn him down. "You're brave, Alex," he'd say. "I wish I had your courage at your age." Mike noticed the change first. "You and Dad seem buddy-buddy lately," he joked one evening at their house. I laughed it off, but guilt gnawed at me. David and I hadn't crossed any lines, but the emotional intimacy felt like betrayal. Society's judgments loomed large: age gap, family ties, the scandal if anyone found out. Chicago's LGBTQ scene was progressive, but suburbia clung to old norms. What would Mike think if he knew his dad was confiding in me about his identity? Tensions escalated at a family gathering. David's wife, Laura, pulled me aside. "You've been a good friend to Mike, Alex, but I've seen how David looks at you." Her words were sharp, laced with suspicion. I denied everything, but doubt crept in. Was I enabling David's midlife crisis? Or was this genuine? That night, David met me in the park near campus. "I can't keep this up," he admitted, tears in his eyes. "I love my family, but I can't deny who I am anymore. Our relationship, if you could call it that, was a whirlwind of whispered confessions and hidden meetings. We attended a pride event downtown incognito, blending into the crowd. For the first time, David held my hand publicly, even if just for a moment. It was liberating, but the high came crashing down when Mike confronted me. "Dad's been acting weird, and you're always around. What's going on?" I couldn't lie to my best friend. The truth spilled out, shattering our bond. Mike's face twisted in disbelief, then anger. "You're telling me my dad? With you? That's sick, Alex." We were in his dorm room, posters of rock bands staring down like judgmental witnesses. I tried to explain it wasn't physical, just emotional support, but words failed. He stormed out, leaving me reeling. The next day, rumors spread through our friend circle. Whispers at coffee shops. "Alex is hitting on Mike's dad." Social media amplified it. Anonymous posts on campus forums accused me of homewrecking. David faced the fallout at home. Laura demanded counseling, suspecting an affair. "Is this about Alex?" she asked in a heated argument I overheard via a frantic call from him. He denied romance but admitted his orientation. The family splintered. Mike's sister, Emily, sided with her mom, calling David selfish. "How could you do this to us?" she cried. David moved to a hotel temporarily, torn between authenticity and duty. I questioned everything. Was my attraction to David real, or a rebound from my own family rejection? Therapy sessions helped unpack it. My counselor noted patterns of seeking older mentors for the father figure I lacked. But David wasn't a placeholder. His vulnerability mirrored mine. We met secretly in neutral spots, like a quiet diner on the outskirts of the city. "I never meant to hurt anyone," he said, gripping my hand under the table. "But meeting you, it's like waking up after decades of sleep." Society's conflicts intensified. At work, my boss at the graphic design firm overheard gossip and pulled me aside. "Keep your personal life out of the office," he warned, implying my lifestyle could affect client relations. Chicago prided itself on diversity, but microaggressions persisted. Friends divided. Some supported me, calling it a beautiful coming-out story. Others distanced themselves, fearing association with the drama. A turning point came at a community center event for LGBTQ youth. David volunteered anonymously, sharing his story without names. I watched from the back, pride swelling as he inspired teens facing similar struggles. Afterward, we walked along Lake Michigan, waves crashing like our emotions. "What if we make this work?" I asked. He hesitated. "The age difference. People will talk." At 23 years apart, judgments were inevitable, predator accusations for him, gold digger labels for me. Mike's silence hurt most. Weeks turned to months without contact. I threw myself into studies, designing posters for pride marches to channel the pain. One design featured intertwined hands, symbolizing hidden love, subtly inspired by us. David saw it online and texted, "Beautiful, like us." But reality intruded when Laura filed for separation, citing irreconcilable differences. The news hit local circles. Friends texted condolences mixed with curiosity. In a bold move, David came out publicly at a family therapy session. Mike attended reluctantly. "I love you all," David said, "but I've hidden this part of me too long." Mike's response was raw. "Why now? Why with my best friend?" Tears flowed as buried resentments surfaced. Mike's fear of losing his hero dad, my guilt over the rift. We didn't resolve it that night, but seeds of understanding planted. As winter blanketed Chicago, our bond deepened amid chaos. Stolen moments in cozy cafes discussing dreams. Me launching a design studio, him mentoring young architects. But external pressures mounted. A conservative relative outed David at his firm, leading to client losses. "Is this worth it?" he asked one snowy evening. I nodded, but doubt lingered. Society's lens distorted us. Romance or scandal? Spring brought tentative healing. Mike reached out via text. "Coffee." We met at our old high school hangout, a diner with faded booths. "I miss my friend," he admitted. But Dad, it's hard. I shared my side, no seduction, just mutual support. He listened, anger softening to confusion. He's always been the perfect dad. This changes everything. We parted with a hug, a fragile bridge rebuilt. David's divorce proceedings dragged on, emotional toll evident in his weary eyes. Laura deserves better, he confided during a walk in Grant Park. She had her own secrets, a rekindled friendship with an old flame, adding layers to their split. Emily warmed slowly, attending a pride parade with us incognito. I want Dad happy, she said, surprising me. But controversies erupted. A local blog post titled, Suburban Dad's Midlife Gay Awakening, Hero or Homewrecker? Went viral in Chicago's queer community. Comments debated ethics, age gaps in LGBTQ relationships, impacts on children, societal double standards versus straight affairs. Supporters praised David's courage. Critics labeled it predatory. I faced backlash too. Campus peers accused me of exploiting vulnerability. You're young, he's in crisis, one friend argued. We navigated it together, attending support groups for late bloomers. Stories of others mirrored ours. Suppressed identities exploding midlife, ripping families. One man shared losing custody battles due to orientation bias. It fueled our resolve but highlighted risks. David's firm demoted him subtly, citing distractions. Job hunts revealed prejudices, interviews probing personal lives under diversity guises. A high-stakes conflict arose when Mike's ex-girlfriend, bitter from their breakup, spread lies online. Alex seduced Mr. Thompson in that sauna. The post gained traction, forcing me to address it publicly on social media. Truth. A moment of connection. Nothing more. Responses polarized, empathy from allies, vitriol from trolls. David stood by me, posting his own statement. My journey is mine. Don't drag innocence in. Emotional peaks hit during a weekend getaway to Michigan's dunes, our first alone. No romance, just talks by the fire. I choose you, he said, but family pulled. Mike invited us to dinner, a test. Laura was civil, Emily engaging. But undercurrents simmered. Laura's glance at our linked hands. Mike's forced smiles. Post-dinner, Mike pulled me aside. If you're happy, okay. But don't hurt him. Summer intensified drama. David's coming out inspired a mentee at work, but cost friendships. Old buddies distanced, citing lifestyle choices. I faced similar at college. Group projects avoiding me, whispers in halls. Yet, positives emerged. I designed a campaign for a local LGBTQ center, featuring diverse stories like ours. It won awards, boosting my confidence. A major clash occurred at a family reunion. Relatives confronted David. Think of the grandkids, though none yet. Arguments escalated, Bible quotes versus equality pleas. I defended him, earning glares but his gratitude. You're my rock, he whispered later. But exhaustion set in. Is love worth this war? Pondered alone. Fall semester brought clarity amid turmoil. Mike and I rebuilt our friendship slowly, game nights, runs in the park. He even joked about my two dads, easing tension. David's divorce finalized amicably. Laura dated openly, finding peace. Emily embraced activism, volunteering at pride events. But societal debates raged. A national news story on age gap relationships spotlighted us anonymously. Pros: mutual growth. Cons: power imbalances. Online forums dissected. Gay men get a pass on what straight couples can't. It sparked self-doubt. Was our bond equitable? David, established. Me, starting out. We discussed openly. I learn from you, I said. And you from me. Fresh perspectives. A pivotal moment came at Chicago's Pride Festival. David spoke on a panel about late-in-life discoveries. I watched proudly as he shared, "Love doesn't follow timelines." Applause thundered, but a heckler shouted, "What about your kids?" Mike, in the audience, stood, "My dad's happiness matters too." The crowd cheered. Family bonds strengthened. Yet personal choices loomed. David offered to relocate for my career post-graduation. New York? San Francisco? But ties to Chicago family roots held him. I wavered. Pursue dreams alone or compromise? Emotions clashed in a heated talk. Don't sacrifice for me, I urged. But I want to, he countered. Conflicts peaked when a former colleague sued David's firm for discrimination, citing his demotion. The case highlighted workplace biases against LGBTQ individuals, especially older ones coming out. Media frenzy ensued. Our story leaked partially. Paparazzi-like attention followed. Reporters at my dorm. Questions about the sauna incident. I felt exposed, violated. In response, we advocated op-eds on acceptance, interviews stressing emotional journeys over sensationalism. Support poured in letters from strangers sharing similar tales. But strain showed. David's health dipped from stress. My grades slipped. Winter holidays tested us. Separate family gatherings, me with distant relatives, him with kids. Loneliness amplified. A midnight call. I miss you. Reconciliation dinners followed, blending families tentatively. Laura even wished us well, a graceful exit. As New Year's approached, resolutions formed. Let's build something real, David proposed. But doubts persisted. Society's gaze, family healing, personal growth. A therapy breakthrough. Our love was valid, but timing mattered. Resolution came gradually. Mike fully accepted hosting a game night with us. You two are weirdly cute, he teased. Emily designed pride flags for our apartment. David and I moved in together, a cozy loft in Wrigleyville. Careers rebounded. David's independent consultancy thrived on inclusive designs. My startup gained traction with social justice campaigns. But scars remained. Society's evolution lagged. Bills debating LGBTQ rights fueled anxiety. A close call. Vandalism on our car, slurs scrawled. It united us but questioned safety. Is America ready for stories like ours? David mused. Highs balanced lows. We traveled to Key West, blending into vibrant queer scenes. Back home, mentoring youth became our passion, guiding others through coming-out mazes. Mike joined occasionally, his perspective invaluable. Years blurred, but that sauna moment defined us. Conflicts shaped growth. From hidden touches to open embraces. Family redefined not blood alone but chosen bonds. In the end, our tale sparked debates. Love versus loyalty, authenticity amid chaos. Was it right for David to pursue happiness at his family's initial expense? Is it ever justifiable to upend a stable life for personal truth, even if it causes pain to loved ones?